to all of our phenomenal viewers, listeners, and supporters. I am your host, Brianna, podcast Bree Harris, and I am so excited to be here. If you're a new audience member, welcome. We are so grateful to have you. Welcome to another episode of Connected, where we discuss all things mental health, recovery, employment, and stories. Today's guest is a member of our clubhouse. She is someone who has faced some challenges head on and turned them into a driving force for her creativity and activism. She is the CEO of SeePurE, a filmmaker, a dancer, and a passionate advocate for mental health awareness. But it's not just her creative achievements that makes her story so remarkable. Our guest has schizoaffective disorder, a condition that has shaped both her personal life and her art. She graduated from UCLA in 2015 with a bachelor's in world arts and cultures, focusing on film, dance, and political economy. Her journey began with the creation of her short film, A Ripple in Time, which was praised for its boldness, authenticity, and magical realism. Coming from an immigrant family, she's had to grapple with cultural stigma and the feeling of living two lives, one rooted in the traditions of her heritage and the other in her own path towards understanding and healing. Join us as we explore her incredible story through struggles and triumphs and how her experience continues to shape her vision for the future. Welcome, Macy Fung.
Thank you.
How are you?
I'm doing good.
Yeah. I'm so grateful to have you.
Thank you.
And being on the podcast and diving deep into your story, because you have an incredible story, and I'm pretty sure it can help someone who's watching this know that you are not your disorder, and that you can do so much more. So how are you feeling this morning?
I'm feeling good this morning.
Mm-hmm.
It's a nice sunny morning.
Yeah. When we did our mic check, Maisie said that she had vegetables for breakfast, and I told her I had processed oatmeal. Are you a vegetarian?
I am a vegetarian, yeah.
Mm-hmm. What made you become a vegetarian, or how long have you been a vegetarian?
Yeah, it's through my Tao temple, the Iguan Tao temple, that I made a vow to be vegetarian. So no meat, onion, garlic, drinking, smoking, or drugs. Yeah.
That's good. So it's through religion?
Yeah, through spiritual practice.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So we're going to talk a little bit about a lot of different things, like her filmmaking, her dancing, or through as a Chinese contemporary dancing. We're going to talk a little bit about that and just what brought you to the clubhouse. You ready to dive in?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So you are a filmmaker, and what role do you play in being a filmmaker?
Yeah, I'm a filmmaker, so I produce, I write, I act, and I sing and dance. So I'm able to do a variety of roles that encompasses my role as a filmmaker. Mm-hmm. The producer is overseeing a big vision of my film, Mother Earth the Magnificent. Mm-hmm. So that role helps to coordinate the whole project, and I'm looking for collaborators in producing and directing, and looking for team members. So it's a growing project, and I'm looking forward to seeing it come to life. The screenwriting is the part that's very soul. It's like part of my soul. I pour my thoughts, feelings, and emotions onto this 120-page script, and that's the most personal part of it, the screenwriting. And then the acting, I like to be on camera. Yeah. I like to act, and I like to sing and dance. And it's a contemporary Chinese classical dance, so it follows the traditional Chinese dance while incorporating elements of ballet. So I'm really looking forward to seeing it all come to life.
Yeah. So you are very multifaceted. You do a lot of different things. Where do you pull this inspiration from? Or have you always been in dance since you were young, or have you always been writing screen? Where do you pull your inspiration from?
Yeah, so I always wanted to be a filmmaker. When I was younger, I would watch TV and watch films, and I would be like, I want to do that. And then that's where I pulled my inspiration. it's also like a natural thing. Like I feel it so naturally. Like I feel like it's my part of my life purpose that I want to do filmmaking. I feel like I was called upon to this earth to fulfill a mission, and part of it is like this intuition, this gut feeling that says you're going to be a filmmaker, you're going to be an advocate, you're going to change the world. So it's this inner calling in me. Yeah,
I love that you touch on that you're very in tune with your spirituality and just connecting with a higher you, if you must.
yeah.
And that probably comes with like your diet as well. We've talked about diet a little bit on this show, a little bit, but like your diet and your environment heavily influence, you and your consciousness and things of that nature. And so when you're like not drinking, not smoking, you're just eating really clean, I bet it makes you feel a little bit more connected than a lot of us would. But that's pretty cool. So I can almost like agree with you. I feel like I've always known I wanted to kind of be on camera or on set since I was younger, but never knew exactly what that looked like. So I've done various different things just to kind of like see where I fit in. And I like being behind the camera. I like being in front of the camera. And like you said, it's like something I've always kind of been good at. So it's just like you kind of roll with your intuition and what you're used to and really honing in on your skills. That's pretty cool. So I do want to take it back a little bit. I did touch in the intro like that you have schizoaffective disorder. This is a mental health podcast, so I don't want to make the entire podcast about that, or the entire episode about it, but I do want to touch on it because it obviously plays a big role in your life now. So about what age were you diagnosed with it, and what does the journey look like a little bit before that?
Yeah, so I was diagnosed about age 17 or 18. And the schizoaffective disorder, it's actually very compelling. There's part of it is like seeing visions and revelations and getting that connection with the spiritual realm. And part of it is like the mania and the depression. And that one is like almost a sense of like losing control when there's like psychosis. But I have always felt very drawn to my visions. Like, for example, there was a vision that there's this pristine world, and in that vision, I'm the first female, and it's a primitive world. And then it talks to me that our Earth is changing, and throughout these generations and generations, the Earth has become in a spiraling towards a lot of catastrophe sometimes. But then there's like this vision of like a pristine like new world, like almost like the incarnation of a new world or the restoration of the world. And then
and I'm sorry to interrupt you, but how long do those visions last? Is it like a week-long thing, a month-long thing, a day, a couple hours? Like, what does that look like?
It lasts a couple of days. And I always felt very connected to my visions. And I think that the mental health field can work to address like the issues both through, not like issues, but address the conditions through medicine and through spirituality. I feel like there should be a partnership between the mental health portion and the spirituality, so that it's moving together in motion. And
I agree,
because we can't neglect the spiritual aspect. And in the shamanic view of mental illness, they say that a mental emergency is like an episode where it's a spiritual emergency where the spirits are trying to connect with the living to provide information as a bridge from the living to the dead. So there's that view of the shamanic view of mental illness.
You said that's a traumatic view of the mental illness?
Shamanic,
okay.
Shamanic, like shaman.
Okay. Yeah. I've never heard of that before.
Yeah. I came across an article about that online. And then my visions also stem towards like I keep getting recurring visions.
Okay.
One of it is like about like pure world, pure society, pure heart, pure body, pure mind, pure soul.
And what does that
Yeah.
look like for you? Does it make you feel overwhelmed, or like are you just like sitting in your room and you're just having these visions, or how are you navigating through that time?
Yeah. So, usually I'm walking around. Like
Mm-hmm.
when it's a very, very exhilarating experience. It's almost like out of body. Whenever I have these visions, I'm no longer in control of my own body.
Oh wow.
And then it's like they take over, and they talk for me, and then I'm like, when I'm saying something, it's not out of me. It's through it's like I'm channeling the
Something
spirits.
else. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like I'm channeling, like I'm being a vessel for the spiritual world,
Mm.
and I know exactly what's happening too. It's
Mm.
like I'm watching something take my over my body,
Oh wow.
and then it's very exhilarating. Mania is fun too. A lot of people say mania is fun, but then
Mm-hmm.
but
The
then
crash.
but then it worries my parents and
Mm-hmm.
my family. They get worried. They say like, "What's going on, Macy? Like, why are
Mm-hmm.
you acting like this? Like,
Mm-hmm.
this is not normal you." And that's when I start to get help, and
Mm-hmm.
um,
What does mania look like for you?
yeah, mania is like a lot of shouting, a lot of like walking around a lot,
Pacing.
pacing
Mm-hmm.
around, and going through the visions, and it's like very energetic,
Mm-hmm. Okay.
talking nonstop sometimes, and
Mm-hmm.
then having visions and the psychosis.
Gotcha. So,
Yeah.
what does your support system look like when you're going through mania, and how does it like? What happens when you get leveled? I guess back leveled.
Yeah, for me it's a lot of fun, but for other people, like, they start to really worry about me.
Yeah.
Um, so my support system, they take care of me.
Mm-hmm.
They call me. They support me, and they bring me food.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
And who is your support system? Is it like your doctors, your psychiatrist,
oh,
your parents?
yeah, I have my doctors and so the psychiatrist, the doctor,
Mm-hmm.
and then I've sometimes done like therapy, and
Yeah.
I have my parents and my family, and um, I feel like I could use more mentors in like my film career
Yeah.
to help guide the processy. But yeah, the visions, they talk about like harmony and a peaceful world,
Mm-hmm.
and it's always been about that, like, and that's what has led to my film. Like, these
Mm-hmm.
visions channel my passion and my um, mission to make film.
Gotcha. So
Yeah.
you are the CEO of Pure of Pure
A SeePurE.
SeePurE, I'm sorry. And so from my understanding, it is a vision of a movie theater experience where it touches on all of your senses. So it touches on like your visual senses, your smell, the movement, and is that something that was influenced from like your visions a little bit?
Yeah, my company is talks about, yeah, like sight, smell,
Mm-hmm.
hearing, and then and even taste, probably like food
Mm-hmm.
at the theater. And in my visions, it's a very somatic experience. Like, I'm out of this world. I'm floating in another realm,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like I could see like multi-clear, and I could taste things even more strongly,
Wow.
and my senses are like all of it heightened.
Heightened.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it's like people take, some people take substances to feel that way,
Yeah.
but then I
Feel it
feel it
naturally.
naturally,
Mm-hmm.
and it's an incredible experience.
Wow.
Yeah.
Do you feel like in another realm you would be looked at as like different as opposed to like here in this realm it's your diagnosis schizoaffective disorder, but like in a different realm you'd be seen as somebody who's just seeing the world clearly. Does that make sense or
Yeah, like in this realm, I'm like a human,
Yeah.
but then in other realms, I'm like a goddess. Like I'm floating. I had this vision where, it's like not sleeping too, because I had this vision where I was floating, and I felt I was embodied the Buddha, and I was floating through the realms, trying to save people. Like the Buddha is there to rescue the sentient beings, and so I was just floating, and it seems like the goddess was on a mission, so that she was moving, and I felt like I was moving like a spirit.
Wow.
And yeah, it's really really insightful. Yeah.
Oh wow. So then I want to take it back to your company. So how did you, like, what age were you when you developed that, and what does your company look like? What stages is it in right now?
Yeah, so I developed the company recently. Last year, I had started another company earlier, but this one is a renewed one, and it's currently seeking funding, seeking investments for the company to come to life. And I'm looking to make the prototype of the company's product, so the immersive theater experience. Yeah,
Called an immersive theater experience.
yeah, and I've been working with NVIDIA, and I've been talking to the support specialist there, and she's encouraged me to sign up for their Inception program too. Yeah.
Oh, cool. So you're currently, it's in like, almost like it's in, not incubation stages, but almost like that, where you're still looking for mentorship, investors, but you have a really good idea on something that you want to bring to life.
Yeah.
What is your, like, your vision for that? How do you want to put this out there?
Yeah, so I'll be giving some film talks, one at Alameda Free Library on May 24th. And that one is, that's a film talk, and I could provide more resources on that too.
Yeah.
That maybe Bree can share in the
description.
Yeah,
we'll love that.
You're right. So I'm giving some talks, and I'm going to be networking and sharing about my vision to different people, and hoping to get the support we need to get it up and running. Yeah.
One of the last things I do want to touch on a little bit is just you and your diagnoses and your culture, and how you navigate. Your words were like, you feel like you're made up to be a very polished person, and so how do you navigate that? How do you navigate being yourself and then being around other family members who might not know what you're going through?
Yeah, so it is a process where my diagnosis is kept secret, so it's top secret. Like, we don't talk about it, we don't mention it, and they don't know about it. And my parents say to keep it secret. So I haven't really talked to my family about it, and even my friends, like, not or the public. My close friends know, but then, like, the public and the community and, like, my work, it's like kept secret, just so that there's no, like, because
stigma.
Yeah.
But it's part of you. So what made you want to come on this podcast and talk about it?
Yeah, so I've been wanting to be I'm a filmmaker. I'm also into nonprofit and philanthropy, and I'm also wanting to be an advocate and a public speaker. So I wanted to share my story. It's the essence of, like, telling who I am. Like, this is me. This is what I go through, and I hope that it will inspire you too. So it's that the desire to not like desire, but this longing to really share who I am and inspire, like, in my stars. I follow the stars. Like, I'm meant to speak to the masses and to share my mission to this world and to share the messages from the spirits. So
I love that. That's what this podcast is about. Well, Macy, before we wrap this up, is there anything else that you want to tell us, you want to know, or you want the viewers to know, anything you want to put out there?
Yeah. I hope that the mental health profession will work together once again with spirituality, because we get these visions and they mean a lot to us, but then to have it like neglected is not so positive in that we're holistic people. And I hope that the medical field can partner with the spiritual elements of the people that we naturally have. Yeah.
Right on. Well, everyone, this has been another episode of Connected. Thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you later. Bye.